it's Elle, and welcome to my little desk studio. Today we are starting a new series, which is basically like behind the scenes of how I make my songs, and the first ever episode is going to be about my next release. It's a track called Least Resistance. A little story about the song and what it means to me. The song really feels like a rebirth. It sounds really sad, but it just feels like a new beginning. The song is about like the realization that perhaps maybe tied a little bit too much meaning to a particular relationship in my life that wasn't really all that meaningful. It wasn't like this big, huge, crazy, meaningful part of my life, but more of an instance where I convinced myself it was like a cornerstone of my human experience, which, I mean, in a way, it was a cornerstone of my human experience because it has taught me a lot about what it means to be human and the need to search for and place meaning upon a variety of moments, when really not every moment deserves that meaning. Anyway, this song is really near and dear to me. It is a new chapter of my artistry. It really is like a level up from everything I've ever made. I'm just excited to share it with you. So the first thing I did, I wrote these lyrics in 2023 and it's now 2026. I knew for sure that the backtrack would always have this really nice, cool piano line. This is where the groundwork started. So I had that, but I was like, okay, this is like a good studio piano, but we need to make it sound way more haunting and way deeper. It needs to be more resonant than this. Eventually, I worked through that, built the resonance, I set the scene with the backtrack. I wanted it to have a transition like I went through when I kind of came out of writing these lyrics. Like it started off really kind of sad and ponderous, and then all of a sudden there is like this power, this empowerment that came out of it. So this is what the backtrack sounds like with the initial drop. So anyway, that is the point. I layered a bunch of synths. I layered the piano track the entire way through the song. Also a sub, you could hear the da da da. While I had the sub and the piano, I was like, it needs some more texture, it needs some more movement. So I wound up adding that guitar that you heard. I just kind of heard this guitar riff up in my head, so I had to put it in, and it worked out really well. I also wound up adding a little bit more of a guitar lead that mimicked the sub, so that part sounds like this. Oh, and I added strings because there needed to be strings. I needed some like ba 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 ba, so I added that. So this is kind of what it sounds like there. And then some chords here. I really love how the backtrack turned out. Those are all the really big pieces of it. And then the next part was layering the actual words into it. Thankfully, when I wrote the song 3 years ago, I had a general basis of what the melody should sound like, but I didn't know how far I wanted to take it until I had this backtrack made and mixed, and it just felt so big, and I can feel like the notes swirling around me, and I knew that the vocals just had to match that vibe. So the first thing that I did was record the lead vocals, and I mixed them a little bit. Here's what they sound like. This is in the build up to the most cinematic, like emotional piece of the song. So the backtrack and the vocals are working really well together, but I knew immediately that this needed to be bigger. There is just not enough tension. There is not enough feeling in that. This is one of the like rawest, I don't know if that's a word, rawest. This is one of the rawest songs that I've ever written, and I really needed it to feel that way, and with just a lead vocal, it was not enough. So I did add some background layers. Way more haunting. I loved that part. My inner choir kid got to come out. It felt really good to unleash her upon this track. I have several layers. I have the path of least resistance, and then I also have the to add that kind of like ethereal angelic part. That was actually the last thing I did, was add those I was listening in my car on what I thought was the final mix, and I was like, you know what, this is missing something. So I just played around with it and immediately had to run back upstairs into my studio room and lay those down, and it really made the song. The next thing that I wanted to do to add some tension was I really wanted to put in some vocoder somewhere. I'm using just Logic's built-in Evox synth vocoder. So I added some vocoder layers throughout the song in the pre-chorus, and that chorus part, I think it sounds really cool. So I'll give you a taste of that. I do have a bunch of vocoder throughout this track. It's super fun when you get little ear candies. I actually call them vocoder ear candies in my DAW. It's what it says. Like, here's one. I just love the tasteful, like, little surprise Easter egg things for you to find throughout this song. They just make me really happy. So those are all of the layers. This song took me probably a month to put together. I think I started recording all of this and getting really excited about it sorry, my cat is making noise. Back in mid-June, I went and saw one of my all-time favorite artists, John Bellion, at Red Rocks, and just felt insanely musically inspired. And I'd been playing around with the vocoder on this for a while and decided it was just time to do it. So here we are, and I will play you a little snippet of what this song sounds like, fully composed. There may be my misfortunes and all my sacrifices were lessons in commitment. Yeah, love, it looks just like this, and then you up and left me. You left me there to fix it. That wasn't love or fate, no. The path that leads to resistance, leads to resistance, leads to resistance, leads to resistance. Well, that is a little short how I made my next track, Least Resistance. Least Resistance does come out on August 21st. There will be a pre-save link in the description for this video. I really hope that you have enjoyed hearing a little bit more about how I make my music. This has been super fun. Let me know if this is something that you want to see more of. Well, if you liked it, be sure to like, subscribe, follow along. You can sign up for my little Musiverse newsletter that comes out here and there. It's where you can get more exclusive updates before the rest of the world does. So they actually already got the announcement for this song. Because they're super cool and they have a whole sneak peek of it, so now you do too. But if you want to follow me along there on my Musiverse newsletter, you can click the sign up for my newsletter in my link tree, which is in the video description. Well, thank you for joining and listening to how I made Least Resistance, and I can't wait to see you in your playlist on August 21st. Bye.